Hello everyone, this is Mohammed Al-Mustafa. This is my case study for the Internet Use Violations Threats over the World Wide Web for EDL 850. Uh, Category 1, Problem Identification and Analysis. Part A, What do I know? Roosevelt High School is in an affluent area where families have secure financial means. Parents are professionals such as doctors, lawyers, or partners in investment firms. Students in this community have the latest fashion in clothes and the newest technology available to them. Dr. Stephen Forbes has been principal of Roosevelt High School for 9 years. He is an established principal, respected by parents, and focused on maintaining a reputation as a principal of the most prestigious school in the state. He worked diligently to recommend only the most highly qualified teacher applicants for available positions. Ms. Cindy Walker was hired 1 year ago to teach specialized science courses such as zoology, botany, and genetics. Part B, what do I need to know? Ms. Walker is intent on establishing structured classroom focused on academics. She established a classroom in which students experience high levels of stress. Dr. Forbes has received numerous calls about Ms. Walker's stringent expectations from parents concerned that their children will make their first low grade in high school. Dr. Forbes has discussed techniques Ms. Walker can use to reduce student stress and increase positive interactions with the students. Ms. Walker hasn't successfully implemented his suggestions. Parents and students continue to complain about the class workload and poor instruction. Part C is identify the problem. Ms. Walker was a beginning teacher. Her experience and maturity she had was on the spot. On Sunday afternoon, she checked her email messages and found an unidentified one that urged her to view a specific website for personal message. It's a threatening web page which bothered her a lot. She called Dr. Forbes right away and mentioned all the information regarding this threatening web page. Ms. Walker suspects that the most concerned student for this action was Randy Franks, who did that. He is, in her thought, is a clever student, a computer savvy, and he has a lot of a disruptive influence in her class. Dr. Forbes tried to calm her down and try to find the best solution in easing the situation. And he tried to persuade her to come to school and try her best, and they can come and discuss the situation. And Dr. Forbes, will contact the district technologist to help us determine where the email originated and what's the thread all about. Category 2 is the proposed plan of action with appropriate strategies for implementation. Part A, the plan of action. Ms. Walker needs to reevaluate her teaching strategy, and she needs to rebuild the student-teacher bond again and change her approach in teaching in class. I don't think we need to escalate the situation, and she will try her best to keep it in class. Part B, as the leader, include the appropriate strategies you would use to implement in your plan. I think we should have a parent meeting on how to get good grades in her class, and that will reflect on the standard for 4C, and have an open door policy with the principal to discuss any issue that is part of standard 4B, and have some positive feedback from the parents to facilitate any educational barriers that students have on their daily activity, which reflect on standard 4D. CAT 3 is resolving the issue based on promoting the success of all students. Part A, what is the best for the students that we can do? I think the best approach in this kind of sensitive cases, we need as an educational leader to promote the success of every student by acting with integrity, fairness, and in an ethical manner. We need to inform and establish a new trust relationship between the school and our stakeholders, whether they are students and staff. And we have to ensure a system of accountability for every student's academic and social success. And we should model principles of self-awareness, reflective practice, transparency, and ethical behavior. Part B, the resolution to the problem should include some example of data and facts from the case. I think Ms. Walker needs a one-on-one meeting with students to get some feedback on how to be successful in her class. And I think Dr. Forbes' input is very important and a key role to ease the situation. Dr. Forbes will ask the district to investigate any concern around this suspicious threat webpage. Dr. Forbes needs to discuss in details any issues with Ms. Walker and her educational approach. Ms. Walker should have an explanation letter sent to the parents of her new teaching strategy. Part 4, debrief the problem, reflecting what we were thinking. From my personal perspective, I think Ms. Walker was a new kid in town, filled with many high, ambitious educational expectations. I always look to our students as a family, so we have to have a student-teacher bondage that we can solve any problem and try to solve all issues at class. In my opinion, Dr. Forbes done a great job in getting all the data and information regarding the threat issue. He's a real educational leader who promotes the success of every student by acting with integrity, fairness, and in an ethical manner. His wisdom, fairness, and his far vision can resolve this issue very easily in approaching the teacher and the parents. As a future administrator, I think any future issues can be resolved or open to further investigation if the situation escalates. Part for the component 1, how did you as the building level administrator demonstrate a sense of integrity and ethical behavior? I think I will demonstrate a sense of integrity and ethical behavior by getting all staff informed with any issues in school, in meeting, and we should have an open door policy for any feedback from students, teachers, and parents. And we should be a model for all members of the school community. For component 2, how did you, the building level administrator, treat people fairly, equitably, with dignity and respect? We should be in their shoes. We should treat the issues and concerns from different angles, and we try our best to not getting taken aside, and we should be always fair, and we should treat all our stakeholders with dignity and respect. Finally, For component 3, how did you, as a building level administrator, demonstrate a personal and professional code of ethics that inspires others to higher level of performance? As the building level administrator, my future roles will be that I will always look to our students as a family. So we have to have a student-teacher bondage. In my opinion, Dr. Forbes done a great job in getting all the data and info regarding the threat issue, and I will follow his steps as an education leader to promote the success of every student by acting with integrity, fairness, and with ethical manner. His wisdom, fairness, and his far vision can resolve the issue very easily in approaching the teacher and the parents. For me, as a future administrator, I think my role will demonstrate a personal and a professional code of ethics that will inspire others to higher levels of performance and to focus our learning and getting our students in a safe, social, environmental, and productive environment. Thank you very much for watching my presentation.